age and tell us your art? Because we're doing art, right?
Form of art.
Yeah, well,
I play just piano.
tell us your, yeah, okay, tell us your art. Alright, should we ask for his, like, Asian background?
I'm
I feel like
Asian
that-
American.
I feel like, oh yeah, no, you can totally be like
You're
that,
an
so.
American,
It's
though,
like,
right?
yeah.
No, I'm Canadian, but okay.
I'm Canadian. Well, shit.
Well, the person
I'm
I
Asian
interviewed-
Pan American.
Close enough.
Well, the person I interviewed, they were Canadian too, so.
Okay, so tell us your tell us your name, age, and your art.
Yeah.
Okay, take one. All
You
right.
want me to record take one?
Isn't this just rehearsal?
Hold on. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so tell us your name, age, and your art. What?
Sorry.
What?
It's like I'm applying for an ID or something. My name is Josiah, and I'm 19 years old this year, and I like to play a style of music called ragtime.
Okay. What does it mean to be an Asian American artist?
It means that it comes with a certain set of stereotypes, but it also means that I'm representing a certain demographic. It means I'm representing a certain culture.
Why did you decide to pursue this career?
I decided to pursue music as a secondary career because I decided that my life needs a split between practicality and artistry. While I cannot make a living on music alone, I need it to be an essential part of my life.
How did your parents respond when you told them that you wanted to be an artist?
They initially responded with a little hesitance, but in the end they warmed up to the idea of me being a part-time musician, and they were fine with it as long as I knew what I was doing.
Do you feel that your race is keeping you back in this career?
I feel that the stereotypes that come with being Asian American hold me back somewhat, because we are seen as a very robotic, very imitative sort of race of musicians. And that closes certain doors for us in terms of how much our ability to play music is accepted.
What are the pros and cons of being an Asian American artist?
Some of the pros of being Asian American is that there is an overwhelming majority of young Asian Americans in America that my art form can cater to. But the cons of it are being that if someday I do want to be considered one of the legends or one of the greats in my particular field, then eventually I'm going to have to cross thresholds, and that will be tougher than, say, if I was perhaps black or white.
Can you tell us an instance where you ran into a particular obstacle in your career?
I like to think that the one obstacle that I have is striving to transcend what I am right now. For example, there's a certain amount of things that have been done, and I want to rise above that, and that perhaps is my greatest obstacle.
Have you had any obstacles in your career, especially pertaining to racism?
I have had people put down my talent to being a part of my upbringing. Like you get the quote that parents force their kids into doing something that they don't want to do. But in reality, for me, music is something that my parents initially forced me into. But I eventually developed my own passion and my own understanding, and from that, I took it from there and I expanded my art form from there.
Is there a stereotype for Asian artists?
The stereotype is that we are copycats and that we don't do anything creative, because Asians are notorious for forcing their kids into rigorous educational programs. For example, piano. You get the image of a Russian teacher perhaps whipping an Asian child's hands for playing something even minutely incorrectly. And so there's a stereotype that whatever I play is fine-tuned to the smallest level, so there's no creativity in what I do.
Why do you think there are so few Asian American artists in the media?
I feel like it's because Asian parents play a very crucial and overwhelming role in kids' lives, to the point where even if a kid is showing talent or passion in a certain area, their parents will sort of eke that out in favor of a more practical career choice, like, for example, law or engineering or something that can make money and is stable. And so many kids who show a love for music often don't get the development or the support that they need. And as such, a lot of young, talented musicians are, as it were, driven away from a musical career.
In your opinion, what are the misconceptions about Asian American artists?
I think the biggest cliche of Asian American artists is that we try and cater to a popular Asian demographic, that we want to create something that is massively favorable to the public, when in reality some of us, like me for example, I want to transcend the art form as it is, and I want to create something new and refreshing based on the work of the greats before me, and hopefully through that influence the work of the greats to come after me.
What do you wish to see achieved from Asian American artists?
I would like to see that Asian Americans aren't, like, the term Asian American isn't seen as a condition or a sort of restriction or handicap, because when you hear about Jeremy Lin, for example, he is the first Asian American to play basketball at such a high level. He's the first Asian American to do this or that, and I don't want my work to be looked at, oh, he's the first Asian American to play ragtime, he's the first Asian American to be great at jazz. I want to be known as somebody who is great at jazz, not in spite of my Asian Americanhood, but as a result of perhaps the unique background that I have.
What is one thing you believe will help Asian Americans to be more noticed in the media, and how can others help?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What is one thing you believe will help Asian Americans to be more noticed in the media?
I think one thing that will make us more noticed is that if we focus less on catering to the public rather than being artistic in the way we carry out our profession. Like, for example, create art that means something to you. And if that art is good enough, then it will mean something to others as well, no matter who the audience is or who is criticizing your work. The work will mean something to the person that makes something out of it.
Okay, that's about it. That's all right.
That was rehearsal.
I think
That
we
was
should have
awesome.
recorded that.
Yeah, we should have recorded that. That was so good.
Really good.
Why didn't we record